రెండో రోజు గ్లోబల్ ఇన్వెస్టర్ సమిట్ ప్రారంభమైంది. ప్రతిష్టాత్మక గ్లోబల్ ఇన్వెస్టర్ సమిట్ రెండవ రోజు ఎంఓఏలపై సంతకాలతో ప్రారంభం కానుంది. ఈ నేపథ్యంలో పలు కీలక ఒప్పందాలు చేసుకోనుంది ఏపీ సర్కార్. కాసేపట్లో ప్రముఖ ఇండో అమెరికన్ మ్యూజిషియన్ కర్ష్ కాలే బ్యాండ్ ప్రదర్శన ఉండనుంది. ఆ తర్వాత నోవా ఎయిర్ సీఈఓ అండ్ ఎండీ గజానన్ నాబర్, అవాడా గ్రూప్ చైర్మన్ వినీత్ మిట్టల్, లారస్ ల్యాబ్స్ ఫౌండర్ అండ్ సీఈఓ సత్యనారాయణ చావా, హెచ్రో గ్రూప్ ఆఫ్ కంపెనీస్ అండ్ ఎండీ డాక్టర్ వంశీకృష్ణ బండి, గ్రీన్ కో చీఫ్ ఎగ్జిక్యూటివ్ అండ్ మేనేజింగ్ డైరెక్టర్ అనిల్ కుమార్ చలమశెట్టి, సెయింట్ గోబిన్ ఆసియా పసిఫిక్ అండ్ ఇండియా సీఈఓ సంతానం బి ప్రసంగాలు ఉంటాయి. అనంతరం సమ్మిట్ వేదికపై నుంచి కొత్త పరిశ్రమ యూనిట్ల ప్రారంభోత్సవం, సీఎం వైఎస్ జగన్ ముగింపు ఉపన్యాసం ఉంటుంది.
Andhra Pradesh be a leader in food processing agri, because they're a leader, again, off the top of my mind, if I remember, Andhra Pradesh is a leader in shrimp, in egg,
yes.
in I think maybe palm oil. I might have the figures wrong, ladies and gentlemen, but you'll get all that information on the advantageap.in website. In fact, the government, Deepika, has made it so easy, because on that website there are downloadable.
Succinctly,
exactly.
In the form of diagrams. If you go to the advantageap.in website, all of what we're telling you is given to you in these succinct little visual things with little write-ups, logos with write-ups.
And the beauty of it is there is so much information that is downloadable. In fact, like you were asking me about the road shows, at the road shows, whatever presentations were made by government officials are available on that website. And the important part is that anybody might have some questions.
Right.
All contact details of the concerned people are on that website in those PPTs. So you download the PPT, you'll get information about that sector, as well as who is your contact person, who should you be talking to get more information or to figure out what's the way ahead for that space. I was telling you a little bit about the sectors. So obviously automobiles, EVs, agri, food processing, IT, electronics. It's really good in textiles and handlooms.
Yes.
That's another.
Handlooms, textile is again a huge part of both culture and trade and industry. Roti kapda makan.
Absolutely. Industrial logistics infrastructure. You spoke about that, about how three of the major pathways run through the state of Andhra Pradesh, and of course there is aerospace and defense. Now that's another upcoming, they also in business parlance, they also say about sunrise sector.
Yes.
So the aerospace and defense again is one important sector in the space of any business.
And there is an aeropolis being built in Andhra Pradesh. I read this
Right.
on the Advantage AP website.
Great.
Yeah.
So and I'm sure the audience, if they haven't already, we would suggest that you do visit the advantageap.in website. Exactly. So we will be joined shortly by the Honorable Chief Minister and other dignitaries. But Deepika, like we were saying, the beauty of the state, what I also like about the state is, the versatility. It's interesting, the culture, the heritage. What I had read up was that the state of Andhra Pradesh has been in existence even, like, in the English calendar we talk about AD, BC and BC. This has been there in some form even before. Like, so
yes, versatility is in our DNA, in our grain. Buddhism entered the country through Andhra Pradesh. We share a border with Orissa. We are a coast So we have also, you know, it's a trade route anywhere where there
yes.
is a coast. So yes, versatility is very much a part of, and even entrepreneurship. We were talking about innovation and startups. You'll find that entrepreneurship is also very, very big in Andhra.
So some of our dignitaries are here. We will be, we're waiting just for the Honorable Chief Minister. He'll be joining us shortly as well. It's going to be an exciting day of conversations. We have some very important topics that would be covered. We have people from different walks of life. In fact, the dignitaries that will be coming and speaking to us during the valedictory function, they will be talking both from their own experience of having already invested in Andhra Pradesh, having already been running their business, as well as their intent. So they will be sharing a lot of information that I think would be really important for our audience to know about, to hear about, and that will definitely help build more of the momentum that has been generated, not just through this summit, but even before the summit.
Yes,
there has
in
been
the run-up to the summit as well. You know, the momentum is on. I feel like they haven't taken a pause at all. They're just continuing on with the actions that they're taking.
And that I think is really important, because that's where, you know, progress is made one step at a time. But you know, and what they say as wisdom, people say in like old the words that have been carried forward by our forefathers, is that the aim is to keep moving. You might be making one step, you might do 10 steps. So that's what I think is important, that this momentum has started, and they're ensuring that this momentum keeps going on.
Yes.
Because that is where progress comes about. We're also, you know, going to be talking a lot about, so, you know, again, coming back to the sectors. Why I keep coming back to the sectors? Because people might be wanting to know more about that. Already, Visakhapatnam is a big hub for IT. I believe the government is...
also hospitality and tourism.
Actually, hospitality and tourism is a very important sector for the government. I mean, it's got heritage, we spoke about it.
Yes, and it's all intertwined. You know, the more investment there is, the more people that the state and the city are going to see visiting. So it's sort of connected, all of these sectors growing together.
Absolutely. And there is so much of innovation. So again, we've heard so much talk over the last few decades about the startups and MSMEs and innovation. I think that is one important part for the Andhra Pradesh government, because they are focusing to promote innovation.
Absolutely. Enterprise and entrepreneurship is in the DNA of the people of this state.
That's the important part. I think because that is where progress comes for. And one thing is about setting up industries, but it is also, that is one very important part, But those are, if you think of it, at the start, they were all entrepreneurs.
Yes.
And that is the important part of promoting entrepreneurship, to help not just provide employment for themselves, but for a whole community.
Not just that, when a state is high on entrepreneurial, competence, I think that state is in a position to keep re-evaluating itself. So, for example, on the Advantage AP website and on the website of the Global Investors Summit, many of you would have read that many redundant acts have been repealed. Definitely the number was over 10 and close to 20, the correct numbers on the website. But the Honorable Chief Minister has repealed redundant acts, and they have instituted newer policies that are more conducive to business, startups, innovation and enterprise in today's day and age. And that is huge. Again, proof of the pudding when he says decentralized, policy-centric, investment-centric government. He's actually done something to make sure that policies are contemporary, and he's also brought down the time to start business has been reduced to 18 days in Andhra Pradesh.
Wow.
Again, all of this information you will find on the Advantage AP website, because these are the very advantages that are being offered to investors investing in Andhra Pradesh.
So we'd now like to just invite some of our dignitaries who are gathered here.
So ladies and gentlemen,
Yes, Deepika, let's invite up on stage our dignitaries who are here. We have Shri Gajanan Nabar. He's the CEO and Managing Director of Nova Air. Sir, can we have you on stage, please?
Shri Vinit Mittalji, Chairman, Avada Group. May I request you to join us on the dais, please?
Shri Satyanarayana Chava, the founder and CEO of Laurus Labs.
Dr. Vamsi Krishna Bandi, Managing Director, Hetero Group of Companies. May I request you to join us on the dais, please?
We also have Shri Santanam B, the Chief Executive Officer of Saint-Gobain in Asia Pacific and India.
Shri Mr. Sergio Lee, Director and Group Head India Operations, Apache and Hilltop Group. May I request you to join us on the dais, please?
And we also have Srimati Suchitra K. Ella. She's the Chairperson, CII Southern Region and Managing Director of Bharat Biotech International Limited.
Sri Satish Reddy Garu, Chairman, Dr. Reddy's Laboratories. May I request you to join us on the dais, please?
We request our dignitaries to please settle down on the dais, and we will be starting the program very, very shortly. The Honorable Chief Minister is also expected. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, this already on stage we have such a power-packed lineup who are here, who have graced this occasion, and who we will all be shortly hearing from. They, of course, bring a lot of important insights that will be helping all of us to know more, not just about Andhra Pradesh.
Yes, their insight into what the future of their respective sectors and industries is in India, and what role Andhra Pradesh is already playing in that story, what role Andhra Pradesh could play in the future.
Exactly. And the aim, you know, what you said, Deepika, last, what's the role that it could play in the future? I believe that it will play a very important role, not just in the growth of the state, but of the country.
Yes.
In fact, I believe the state GDP is higher, it's in double-digit growth, and it's the highest compared to any of the other states in the country. So that, I think, is a very important statistic that should be focused on, that should be highlighted. We also have you were earlier saying about the ease of doing business and how quickly they are able to use give permissions and start off business. And this is where I believe the government is also using technology. And I think technology, of course, has really revolutionized every sector, revolutionized the world. Andhra Pradesh is using that well. And the new horizon of fintech, I think that is also Andhra Pradesh.
That is one, but again here culture and the individual comes into play, because I remember you said there isn't red tapeism in this government, and therefore things move fast. And yesterday the Honorable Chief Minister also said that any problems you have, just give my office